Hey, Sonny here. We're going to start on the guitar lesson to walk through the whole song for Cupid's Dead by Extreme. So here's the intro, and my guitar is 2.5 step down to match the recording. I did a guitar cover several weeks ago that was done in standard tuning, but the song actually is in half step down. So you have to tune all the strings down to E flat. So it's E flat, A flat, D flat, G, G flat, B flat, and again E flat. Okay, so here it goes. Alright, so let's stop right there for now. The intro goes like this. So what I'm doing is the first one I'm playing is a E7th chord, arpeggiated open E string, 6th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G. That is a E7th chord. So basically, if you think about it, the open E string, we can play the 7th fret on the E over here, and you have the 6th fret on the D string. That's basically the major third of E. Plus you have the 7th fret on the G string. That's a flat 7. That's a minor 7th of E. That's actually a D note. So those two notes together with the root note, with the major third and the minor 7th, is the characteristic of a 7th chord, a dominant 7th chord, because you have a major and a minor, major third and a minor 7th. So again, so that's an E7th, and then we go to A7th. Same concept. You got an A, and then you have the 6th fret of G string. That's basically the major third of A, and then you have the 8th fret on the B string, and that's the minor 7th of A. That's a G note, so that's an A7. So those are the two chords in the beginning. The second time you play this over, you add a 9th fret on the with your pinky on the high E string. That's basically the octave of the index finger on the 6th fret of G. After you play the 9th fret, you bend it up and release that back a little bit. Okay, so that's the intro. And after that, it goes to the second part of the intro. And it goes like this. I'm play for you slowly. So that's only two. That's mainly is two chords. You have the E7th with the added 9th. Is E7th augmented 9th. So what I'm doing is I play the. So you got the E7 chord. You have the A7th. You have the D6. You have the G7, and then you have the pinky on the 8th fret of B string. So you go like this. So you do twice on the low E string, and then you play the E7th augmented 9th chord, and then you mute it, and you do it again down up, and then you'll play open E string twice, and then 4 times muting all the string. So basically you put your hands over the 7th fret and just kind of rack on the string on the low E string. So again, play it slowly for you. Okay, again. Next part. Next part you play this, you start the same thing. And then after you play that, you go twice down up. And then you play this F7th with the added 9th note and augmented 11th. Okay, it's a handful, but anyway, that's a jazz chord. What I'll have is a on the A string on the 8th fret, and then you have the 9th fret on the D string. It looks like a flat 5. That's a flat 5, but in this context we think of it as an augmented 4th. I'm sorry, augmented 11th, because 11th is the same as 4th, and we are raising a half step up. So while it looks like while it is a flat 5, but we call it augmented 11th. So that's the D 9th, and then you have the middle finger on the 6th fret on G, and pinky on the 9th fret on the B. So and then you do that 4 times. So far we have this. Okay. Next part, it does exactly the same thing first. Okay. So basically, you do the exact same thing twice. The third time's a little different. The third time goes like this. Alright, so the third time, a little more, you're doing a triplet instead of the eighth note on the funky rhythm part. So you got to change your hand slightly too, because previous two times when you do the E7 chord, you go down up, like that. But this time we're going to go up, down, and then up, down. So down, mute, up, down. The reason why, because you want to set it up. Right after that, you gotta do the triplet. You gotta do 3 triplets. Go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it ends on the down. So again, you go up, 1 triplet, down, up, down, 2nd triplet, up, down, up, 3rd triplet. So basically, in one beat, you will play this the triplet. That's the second half to start with, and then the next beat you'll play the 6th note. Go basically you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So that's got 2 triplets, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's 2 triplets combined into one note, one beat. Okay. So again, slowly again. Hopefully it's not too confusing, but we'll walk through it. And you go down. The last one you go down, but you continuously playing it. So it goes. Alright. So after you go, you gotta go twice on the low E string. You gotta do the E7 again, down and down, and then you go twice again on the low E string, and just one time on the F7, augmented 11th, 9th. So again, play it for you one more time, slowly. up, down. So we'll go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Twice on the low E string. And then E7 again. Down, down, up. Twice on the E string. And then F7 up minute 11. A little faster, sounds like this. Again. One more time slowly. Even slower. Okay, on the fourth time, here's how it goes. It's similar to the first time, but it's slightly different. It goes like this. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'll play the open E string one time, and then you play the E7th chord down one time. Mute, down, up again, and you go 6 times. You play 2 times on the low E string first, and then mute 4 times. So far with this. And after that, you play open E string twice, and then down on the E7th chord, mute, and then down up on the E7th chord, E7 augmented 9 basically, and goes 6 times again. And go to verse. So the last time again, go like this slowly. Okay, let's play the whole intro together from the top. Slowly, with the funky rhythm part, the E7th chord. Alright, so the verse goes like this. Start from the 7, 8, 9 on the D string. It's on the 7th fret on the G. And then 7 again on the G, and then 9 again on the D. And then 7th fret on the D string with my middle ring finger. And then 7 and 8 on the D, and 9 on the A. So far with this. And then 5, 6, 7 on the E string, and 5 on the A. And then after you play the 5th fret on the A string, you got a mute. And you go play the 3rd fret on the E string, and then 5th fret on the E, and 7th on the E. You gotta mute twice. So the whole thing goes like this slowly. Again, one more time. The second time you play the 3rd fret on the low E string, and they play 5th fret on the low E string twice, and back to 3rd fret. We repeat the whole thing again. So you do that, I think, like 4 times during the verse, and it goes to the chorus. Okay, when you get to the chorus from the verse, it's all just a series of a 7th chord, okay? So let me start from the end of the verse, it goes to the chorus. B7, go from C7 to B7. So those are the chords. So you start from the C7 chord, that's A3, D2, G3, B3. That's basically a C7 to edit 9th. The pinky is on the 9th note. 9th is also means 2nd, because after you hit the 7th note, the 8th is a root note. Start over again, so 9th is the 2nd note again. And you shift that half step down, same position. That's B7 to edit 9th. And then it plays E7 sus4. That's basically, I use my pinky on the 3rd fret on the B string, and using my index finger barring on the 2nd fret of A, D, and G, and the open E string. 3 times on the low E string, and then E7th chord. That's open E string, 2nd fret of A, 2nd fret of D, and 1st fret of G, 3rd fret of B, and then and you slide up your fingers to the 5th fret position, same position. So this time, so to shift the whole thing up, so your fingers would be A5, D5, G4, and B6. You back to C7th edit 9th. Same chords before. And you do the B7 edit 9th again, but this time you mute and you play the chords 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then it goes to the so basically those are chords are like pre-chorus. That's what I just show you. So it's pre-chorus. It's not yet chorus yet. So that's the pre-chorus. Okay, the chorus is just all single notes. It's a lot of funky stop and go. We're going to go through it. So the first part, let me play it slowly for you first. Alright, so what I'm playing is I'll play the 5th fret on the A string, 7th fret, and then down, up, down, open E, and then down again on the 3rd fret of E. Actually, I'm sorry, up on the E on the 3rd fret. So down, up, down, 3rd fret, up. So stop, and then open E string again, down stroke, and then up stroke on the 5th fret on the E. And then down, up, down on the low E string, mute, and the 5th fret of A string. And then open E string again, 7th fret of A. And then down, up, down on the low E string, open, and up stroke on the 3rd fret of the E string again. And stop. And then you have to play the 5th fret of E string and bend downwards, so basically a half step up. So release down, release, and play 3rd fret on the E string, and the 5, 3, and O on the E string. So far with this. Okay, the next section it starts the same thing again. 5 and 7 on the E, on the A string. And then low E string. There's no change there, exactly the same thing. And then same thing. Now this is different part right here. Go. Okay, this is a different part. So you got to go down, up, down on the low E string and 5th fret on the D string. So again, stop. After you play the 5th fret on D, you stop, and then you got to go 8-7-5 on the D. So down, up, down, and 7-5 again on the D, and then 7 on the A string. Back to the beginning again of the riff. So the second part of that riff goes like this. Okay, so far we have this put together slowly. Okay, the second pass is slightly different. So it goes like this. So after you go, start over again. That part's exactly the same until we get to about right here. After you do that on the open E string, you gotta stop for a second and you play the 5th fret on the A and 7th fret on the A again, and then open E string only one time and the 3rd fret on the E. You go down, up, and then open E and the 5th fret on the E, down, up again, and then you put. So that part is the same. So you go 3 times on the low E string, 5th fret on the A string, and then stop, and then open E and 7th fret of A, and then 3 times on the low E string and the 5th fret on the D string again, and then you do the 8-7-5 and 7-5 on the D string again, and then 7 and 5th fret on the A string. So let me play through the whole thing one time. You can just follow me slowly. Let me do one more time, really slow on the chorus, all the notes so you can follow. One more time. Okay, here it goes. So after you play a chorus, you go back to the intro. But the second time you play intro is completely different than the first time. Well, not completely, but there are variations, and we will cover that in the next section of the video. Thanks for watching.